Before I begin, I want you to take a moment and look around your room. Listen closely. Do you feel it? That slight movement in the corner of your vision, the faint whisper brushing past your ears. Good. Keep that in mind as I tell you the story of the House of the Black Lantern. The year is 1678, the city, Lübeck, Germany. Fog rolled over the cobblestone streets like smoke from an unseen fire. The city's canals reflected lantern light, distorted and trembling, as if the waters themselves feared something lurking on the banks. I had first heard of the House of the Black Lantern from a series of fragmented city council records. Official maps refused to acknowledge its existence, yet deeds, tax documents, and merchant correspondence all hinted at a residence owned by Henrik Albrecht, a wealthy merchant whose fortune came from Venetian dyes and exotic silks. And yet, he vanished. The house itself was unremarkable to the outsider, a tall, narrow structure with a sharply pitched roof and windows too small to allow true sunlight. Yet every evening, witnesses reported a single lantern burning in the upper window, black as coal, glowing without flame. Shadows moved beneath it, independent of any human occupant. As I approached, the fog thickened, pressing against my skin like wet cloth. The street was empty. No children, no merchants, no stray dogs, just a silence of anticipation. The door, made of dark oak and wrought iron, swung open without resistance, as though expecting me. Inside, the air was heavy, damp, carrying the smell of smoke, candle wax, and something faintly metallic, iron or blood. I could not tell. The first room I entered was small, lined with dark wood paneling and mirrors whose surfaces rippled slightly, as if the glass itself were alive. A rug, moth-eaten and caked with dust, covered the floor, yet my footsteps sunk into it unnaturally, as though it were absorbing sound. I found a journal in the corner, blackened by time and smoke. Henrik Albrecht had written of experiments, not in commerce, but in consciousness itself. He sought to capture human awareness in objects, transferring fragments of the soul into mirrors, lanterns, and even furniture. A whisper brushed my ear. Leave or stay forever. I turned. Empty room. My reflection in the mirror seemed off, my eyes too bright, my shadow moving independently. Candles along the wall flickered violently, then dimmed. A staircase led upward. I heard a creak, not beneath my feet, but above. Someone or something was descending. The staircase groaned, planks bowing under my weight. Shadows slithered along the walls, elongating unnaturally, twisting into grotesque shapes. Every step felt like entering another layer of reality. Halfway up, I saw a figure at the top of the stairs, cloaked in black. Its eyes glowed faintly green, reflecting the lantern hanging above the landing. I froze. The air thickened. Each breath felt drawn through wet cloth. "Who's there?" I demanded. Silence. The figure tilted its head and vanished, leaving a faint echo of laughter in the air. At the landing, I discovered a room full of journals and ledgers, meticulously kept. Henrik Albrecht recorded visitors, scholars, merchants, curious townsfolk, all never seen again. Their fears, memories, even parts of their identity were preserved in objects, chairs, mirrors, and the ever-burning black lantern. The parlor was large, windows draped with black velvet curtains that seemed to absorb light. Dust particles floated in the air, moving against invisible currents. Books lined the walls, some open to passages in Latin and Italian on alchemy and soul transference. A mirror reflected a dinner table set for 6, decayed food, silverware tarnished, and yet the chairs moved slightly, as if someone had just left. Whispers escalated, overlapping. "He watches. You belong here. The lantern sees all." I felt my memories twist, reshaping themselves in the presence of the house. Every fear I ever had seemed to pulse back at me, amplified. I approached a mirror. My reflection smiled when I did not. Behind me, shadows stretched to the ceiling, elongating into forms of men and women, frozen mid-motion. At the top of the house, the master bedroom held the black lantern. It hovered above the bed, green and sickly, illuminating nothing, yet revealing everything. Henrik's journals described the fate of visitors, their consciousness trapped, shadows walking independently, identities fragmenting. A cold hand brushed my shoulder. Spinning, I saw nothing. And yet, whispers encircled me, probing my mind. Memories I had never shared with anyone. Childhood fears, shameful thoughts, surfaced. Here, I will introduce a small plea for you to listen closely. If you've ever felt watched in an empty room, imagine it is here, and it knows your deepest secrets. The attic was the house's heart. Trunks and boxes contained objects with strange auras, dolls with human hair, clothes stiff with what looked like blood, mirrors cracked, yet reflecting images from moments that never happened. Whispers named my friends, family. I felt the pull of the lantern, urging me to leave, yet inviting me to stay. The house was alive, not breathing, but thinking, feeding on curiosity. The black lantern hovered above, flickering in impossible patterns. I realized Henrik Albrecht had not died. He existed in the lantern, in the walls, in the shadows, waiting for new souls. Some stories are never meant to be told. Some doors, once opened, never close. Tonight, if you've listened closely, perhaps the House of the Black Lantern has found you too.